What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 57. I guess my dog wants to say hi as well. Today's episode is going to be my top 10 bounce back players for week 3 fantasy football. Now, I'm going to give you a couple other players as well. These are just my top 10 favorites, and I'll talk about those players for a little bit when we get into the video here. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that like, hit that bell, hit that subscription button, turn that noti on. I will be live today before the game, an hour and 15 minutes before, up until kickoff, helping with starts, sits, trades, dynasty, whatever you guys want. And if you guys have any fantasy football questions as well, if you can't make the live video, drop them in the comments. I try to get to every single comment. I am here to help you win your weekly matchups and get that ultimate goal of a championship, guys. And let's get it popping. All right, guys, so my first bounce back player, and this better happen right now, is Jamar Chase. He gets the Washington Commanders this week, man. So he's playing 88% of the snaps. He did get a little more of a ramp up from week 1 to week 2. He played 84% of the snaps in week 1, 92% in week 2. He had the holdout, the stuff going on, wasn't practicing with the team. He is getting more acclimated, and this better be his freaking 9,000-yard game with 10 touchdowns, because the Washington Commanders defense is one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. They're allowing 227.5 pass yards a game right now, and they just let Danny Dimes and Malik Neighbors light him up. So Jamar Chase is currently wide receiver 43, 11 targets, 10 receptions. He is playing out of the slot more, which is amazing, and he's going to break out, guys. This is going to be the game. If you were going to buy low, I know it's hard to get, purchase Jamar Chase because it's a superstar name. But if you can buy low and any chance right now, this is it. The Bengals are going to turn it around from here, and they're going to explode on offense. And T. Higgins might be out there as well, which will even open it up more for Chase in the slot. And I think he's going to absolutely feast like 15 targets in this game. And they're just going to mop it all to straight Jamar Chase this game. And he's going to go bananas. The second player that is going to bounce back, and he better do it this week, is Amari Cooper, man. If you're a best ball drafter like I am, I did like over 300 best ball drafts this offseason. My wide receivers are not hitting. No one's are. It's been a running back, robust strategy, and the wide receivers have to bounce back here. It's driving me nuts. Amari Cooper is playing 92% of the snaps. He's wide receiver 88. You spent third-round draft capital on this guy. And this is what's crazy. He has 17 targets. 17 targets and 5 receptions. Deshaun Watson is just missing. It is not there. He's thrown a couple over out of bounds. And he has 27 yards. 5 catches for 27 yards in 2 games is a 5.2 yards per catch average, and that is absolutely terrible for Amari Cooper. Has not found the end zone, and Jerry Jeudy has outproduced him. So I give it like a 3-game window with players. This is game 3 here. So, and there's like a couple ways to look at it too. Like the Browns just won, so you obviously know that the Jameis Winston's not going to come in there. And if they win again here against the Giants, Deshaun Watson's going to be 2-1, and they're going to be solidified in keeping him the starter. And if these numbers keep up after 3 games, you get the Giants right here, man. The Giants allowed 205 passing yards a game. But again, the Giants had an easy matchup last week with the Commanders, who Jaden Daniels struggles to pass the ball as well. So those numbers are skewed. This should be a smash Amari Cooper game. And if he doesn't get over 10-plus points in this game, I'm going to be officially worried. And I'm not even trying to buy him right now until I see something happen. The third player for my bounce back this week, sticking with wide receivers again here, is DJ Moore. And this one is not like Amari Cooper to me. This one I'm trying to buy everywhere because the Bears in their first 2 games played 2 of the top defenses in the NFL, right? DJ Moore played 95% of the snaps, still saw 18 targets, guys, and 11 receptions. 99 yards, no touchdowns. But, man, he couldn't even move. He had to play against Snead in week 1. And then he got the Texans defense in week 2 that just rattled Caleb Williams. Now they get their absolute plus smash matchup. He's a plus 27% above rate versus PFF, Pro Football Focus right here. And the Colts defense, man. So if you look at it like this, right, the Colts defense played the Packers last week. So I'm going to give you like a double dip here, right? Played the Packers, and they got ran on by the Packers, right? Smashed. Like 52 carries, 200-something yards. Josh Jacobs went for 150. All that is sitting there, right? And they can't stop the run. But then, if you go look at week 1, when they played the Texans, Joe Mixon had 30 points. He was running back 2. Stephon Diggs had 2 touchdowns. He had 20 points. Nico Collins had 20 points. Tank Dell had 11 points. They can't stop the run or the pass. This is an absolute smash. All the Bears games right here. The Colts defense is like a fantasy pot of gold every week you play them. And I'm trying to acquire DJ Moore as much as I can right now. My fourth bounce back player is Brandon Aiyuk. And if you follow any of my content, this is why you should. If you don't, man, I had Brandon Aiyuk as a must sit for the first 2 weeks. I know people still started him, which made no sense to me coming off a holdout with no practice. You can just tell that it wasn't going to happen, man. And they got the Jets week 1 and Minnesota week 2. Both defenses looked to be great. And he was going up against Sauce Gardner, and people still started him, which is absolutely crazy. But now is the time you buy. Buy. Deebo Samuel with a calf strain. He's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks here. You get the Rams. You get New England, you get Arizona in 3 straight games here. All these defenses are very exploitable in the secondary. And Brandon Aiyuk is now, you even have CMC out, but Jordan Mason looks amazing. He's going to run over the Rams here as well, too, in this game. But now you get the opportunity of the offense to run through Aiyuk and Kittle in the pass game, because it doesn't look like CMC is going to be back for a minute, and we don't even know how long it's going to be for CMC or how he's used at all. And I absolutely love this buy on Brandon Aiyuk because he played 60% of the snaps week 1 as well, and then ramped up to 87 week 2, and you're going to see him in the 90s, 95 this week, and it's just going to be up and up and up, and go get it while you can, man. My fifth bounce back player, and we are just going wide receiver crazy because the wide receivers haven't done anything this year, and this one just blows my mind, right? Like when I saw Jaden Daniel when I was scouting his tape, LSU, 40 touchdowns passing, 10 rushing, 1,000 yards rushing, 4,000 yards passing. I thought he had all the intangibles to ball out, but man, it's tough for rookies in the NFL. It's a different league, man. So Terry McLaurin, it does look like they tried to ramp up a little bit, right? So, and this is a huge buy low for me right now, a very, very big buy low. So if you watch week 1, Cliff Kingsbury, new offense, rookie quarterback, you got to remember all this coming in, right? So it's going to be a work in progress as it goes, and you're going to need to trust the process here, right? So if I'm looking at week 1, right, you go, 4 targets, 2 receptions, 17 yards, did nothing, right? Played against Tampa. Tampa's a damn good team. Then I thought the New York Giants, that he would smash last week. He didn't smash, but at least you saw a little come up in volume of everything, right? So he plays 81% of the snaps week 1, 92% week 2. So now he's averaging 87% snap share. So that's going up. And his targets doubled. He went from 4 targets to 8 targets, 2 catches to 6 catches, 17 yards to 22 yards. That's still terrible in the yardage. But now you get the Bengals on Monday night. This is another exploitable secondary, and it looks like the usage is coming around for Terry McLaurin, and they're starting to get things to click. And if you can buy low right now, this is an absolute smash value buy because he's going to see 30% of the target share for the rest of the season. Number 6 bounce back player is Jaden Reed. Now, this does hinge on Jordan Love playing. So Jordan Love is fighting to play. He's practiced both day this week, and they say it's going to come down to a game time decision. So if Jordan Love is not out there, you can just scratch this video or scratch this player 100%, because last week when it was Malik Willis, he only played 56% of the snaps. He played 72% the week 1 with Jordan Love, and then he played nothing last week because they ran the ball the whole time because they know Malik Willis can't pass for shit. So now you get the Tennessee Titans, right? And why this matchup is just so perfect for Jaden Reed, the biggest plus-minus matchup you can have in the slot, is because you'll have Snead on Watson, and then you'll have the worst slot corner that they can absolutely toast, and it's going to be Jaden Reed that is the X factor in this game. And this guy has just a nose for the end zone, man. Even in game 1 against Philly and the bad field in Brazil, right? Everyone was worried about the field and how awful it looked, and Jordan Love got injured in the game, all that. He still had 36 fantasy points. 36. He was wide receiver 1, and they called a touchdown back that was a 30-yard touchdown. Could have had a 45, 50-point day and just been cruising. This guy is an absolute steal. I hope you were listening to me like through my videos throughout the week, man. I was saying buy low, buy low, buy low, buy low, because people are panicking on Jordan Love. Now he's about to explode if Jordan Love is out here playing this week. Number 7 bounce back player. We're finally heading out of the wide receivers into the quarterback, and I'm going to save my favorite one for the last one, guys, and it's a running back. But this is going to be Brock Purdy here. And I know you can sit there and say the Avengers aren't out there and they're missing CMC and they're missing Debo now. This matchup is the 5th best plus-minus matchup for passing TDs on the week against the LA Rams. The LA Rams defense is decimated. The LA Rams have given up the most yards per game in 426 yards. They've also given up 8 touchdowns, which ranks last. This is an absolute smash. Every single player against the LA Rams for the rest of the season right now with how bad their defense is. And before the season started, I tweeted out and I put in a video that there's not one single player on the Rams defense before the season started that was ranked at a PFF 80 rank. Not one. So this is an absolute goldmine, just like the Colts. Every time you play them, you want to smash everybody here. The only worry I kind of have with Purdy in this game this week is that what if Jordan Mason just runs them over? They get a big lead, just like, last week when I look at Arizona, right? They hit Maserati Mar for 2 touchdowns right away, and all of a sudden, no one played in the second half. That could happen here, but I'm gonna say that Matt Stafford's gonna fight a little bit here, but Purdy is still leading the NFL in passing yards at number 1. So Avengers or not, this guy is no longer a system quarterback, any of that talk. He is a 100% startable 1 QB, 12 QB, or 1 QB, 12-man league startable QB. And I'm trying to buy him everywhere I can right now. Number 8 bounce back player is going to be the guy that I always kind of have on a bounce back player for the past 3 years, and that is Kyle Pitts. Why I love Kyle Pitts so much this week? Let's dive into it here. The Kansas City Chiefs have allowed the most yards to the tight end position on the season. They have allowed the most points to the tight end position on the season. Week 1, Isaiah Likely goes for 32 points. Week 2, I say smash Mike Gesicki as a tight end off the wire you could pick up. In my last video, Mike Gesicki pops off for 19 points. They cannot stop the tight end. And at least we got to see a little bit of a Kirk Cousins rejuvenation last week, right? Because week 1 looked really bad. He's kind of hit or miss right now, right? He plays one half good, one half bad, one half good, one half bad, right? So at least in the second half, he finds a little juice. They come back with 58 seconds left, drive down the field, get the win. And it's starting to look like he's starting to learn the system a little more because, new team, new system, new coordinator, everything like that. And it's starting to gel a little bit. That was a huge win for the Falcons because it could have gone really, really south for them. They go 0-3 here. And especially in this matchup right here against KC, it's going to be really, really tough. But it's going to be an amazing Sunday night football game to watch. And I would say I'm trying to buy him. But with how bad the tight end position is, no one's really going to sell their tight end right now. So, it's not like you can, let me go get a tight end. Every tight end's been bad. So I love the Kyle Pitt. He's going to be the tight end 1 this week. Number 9, and this one is crazy, man. Sam Laporta. So this has been absolutely rough 2-game start here for Sam Laporta, playing 85% of the snaps. He's tied in 17 on the season. 8 targets, 6 receptions, 58 yards, and you paid a second-round premium for this guy in the draft. But don't worry, guys. Help is on the way. They get the Arizona Cardinals, and this is a plus 37% PFF matchup, the 3rd best on the week against the Arizona Cardinals. This should be an absolute smash game here. And I know it's scary because Jameson Williams has seen back-to-back 10-plus targets, and he looks absolutely electric, which is why I kind of had Sam Laporta lower in my rankings to start the draft of the season. But this should be his game where he bounces back, and if he doesn't here, it's going to be like an Amari Cooper thing here, right? If I don't see at least a 10-point game here in week 3, just like Amari Cooper, I'm going to start being like, man, this is just going to run through Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, Gibbs, and Montgomery, man. This is the perfect matchup. Everything is written in stone for him to ball out this week, and if he doesn't, it's time to really hit the panic meter on Sam Laporta. Last but not least, baby, here we go. I told you I'd save my favorite bounce back player, and the cheapest buy you can get in fantasy football right now is DeAndre Swift. Look at this guy's numbers right now, right? If you look at this on paper, people would be like, oh, let me get rid of this guy right now. I don't want anything to do with him. Get him out of here. 68% of the snaps, RB40, 24 attempts for 48 yards. That's 2 yards a carry, 4 receptions for 24 yards. He has literally 72 yards on the season in 2 games. That is absolutely terrible for a running back. But he played 2 top 5 run defenses in the first 2 weeks in Tennessee and the Houston Texans. They're going to lock up the run all year long. Their fronts are nasty. Now, you get the pot of gold here. You get the Indianapolis Colts. Like I said, the fantasy football defense pot of gold. Look what the Green Bay Packers just did with Malik Willis. They just ran 52 times against the Colts defense. They cannot stop anything. This is your 100% chance to buy him now because look at the upcoming schedule as well. The LA Rams, who I just talked about as well in this video, last in yards per game, last in touchdowns, terrible defense. The Carolina Panthers, second worst defense there is. Absolutely atrocious. Then you get Jacksonville, who can't stop the run either. This is an absolute amazing. And look at Deontay Foreman just ran all over the Jags. This is one of your best buys right now and one of my smash starts this week. And you should 1,000% put DeAndre Swift in your lineups or go try and buy him for anything you can because his value is the lowest it's ever going to be right now for the rest of the season. That is it for episode 57, everyone. Thanks for rocking with me today. That is my top 10 bounce back players for fantasy football week 3. And I told you I'd give you a couple buy lows that I like as well still, and a couple guys that I don't want to buy on here. But before I dive into that, make sure you guys smash that like, hit that heart, turn that bell on, hit that subscribe button. I will be live for the Thursday night football game tonight, an hour and a half before, going over starts, sits, trades with the Discord community. Everybody, I will drop the Discord link in there too as well if you guys want to talk ball off stream. And if you guys can't make the live stream, drop them in the comments as well. I try to answer every single comment. That is one of my goals as a content creator this year, to help you guys win your weekly matchups and get you that ultimate goal of a championship. Now, a couple other buy low players I like right now would be Caleb Williams. Like I said with DeAndre Swift, I love the upcoming schedule. Patrick Mahomes, if you can, because Isaiah Pacheco is out and they're going to pass a little more. And Garrett Wilson is another big one as well, but he plays tonight, so probably a hard trade for you to just run out and get right now, you know, if he's out there. And then I would also throw out the one that I'm not trying to buy at all is Michael Pittman Jr. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Anthony Richardson. His accuracy looks all over the place. I know he's a superhuman. I had him as QB1 on the season, man. So he needs to turn it around here. It's going to get real ugly in Indy. And that's it for me, guys. I hope to catch you guys in the live stream tonight. Let's talk some fantasy football. And SleezBall out. I'll catch you in the next video.